I'm also just checking if my camera is working fine. The logo is in the correct position. Akhil, can you check, please?
Yeah, the logo is correct.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Akhil, would you be opening up the audio for the the questions, or it will be chat questions only?
It would be chat questions, but in the Q&A session, we would open this thing.
Okay.
So I would be starting the webinar now.
Yeah.
So we are going live. Give me 1 minute. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, so before we begin, just a quick check. Am I audible, loud and clear? Say yes or no in the chat box, please. Thanks for your input. So thank you for joining us today. I am Akhil Dikshit from Websol. and I'll be your moderator for today's insightful session. We would start the webinar in another 2 minutes. We will wait for other participants. Okay. So before we get started, a quick note. If you face any technical difficulties, feel free to drop a message in the chat box and we will assist you. And also we encourage you to share your thoughts and questions in the Q&A session at the end. Okay. Okay. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to introduce you all to WebSol, right? So WebSol has a rich legacy that dates back to 1988, when it was established as part of Wipro's domestic IT business. Over the years, we have grown into a leading IT service and solution provider, helping enterprises across industries optimize their IT infrastructure, automation, and digital workplace solutions, right? Some key milestones in our journey, which I would like to share. In 1991, we partnered with Epson to set up our first manufacturing facility in Mysore. In 2002, we pioneered the print and save managed print services model. In 2005, we expanded operations with a second factory in Bati at Himachal Pradesh. In 2011, we listed on Bombay Stock Exchange as Web Solutions Limited. And in 2017, we launched Web Digital, strengthening our commitment to enterprise digital information and transformation. 2020, we integrated multiple business units under a unified strategy for seamless IT services. So WebSol has been a trusted partner for over 500 enterprises, managing IT services across 2,000 plus locations in India. With over 20 years of industry experience, we have built a strong reputation for delivering reliable and innovation solutions. Our expertise has been recognized like DMS Solutions and Company of the Year 2022 by CIO Outlook, and being named India's #1 MPS company by IBC USA for 3 consecutive years, 2017, 2018, and 19. Today, we continue to drive digital transformation and operational efficiency for businesses across the country. At WebSol, we understand that a modern workplace isn't just about having the right tools, it's about making them work seamlessly together. That's why we created FluidWorks, a comprehensive suite of managed IT solutions designed to simplify, optimize, and future-proof your business operations. FluidWorks is built on 4 key pillars, right? So Fluid Pro, managed IT service designed to enhance the marketplace experience from end user support to IT infrastructure management. We ensure your technology works for you, not against you. And when it comes to Fluid Print, a smarter way to manage your print environment, we help enterprises reduce cost, improve security, and integrate printing seamlessly into their IT workflows. And Fluid Maps, your IT asset should work efficiently, not just exist. The Fluid Map, you can track, manage, and optimize your entire IT asset ecosystem, ensuring better control, compliance, and cost efficiency. And the last, Fluid Trial, it is a business process, shouldn't slow you down. Fluid Trail enables scalable workflow automation and document management, ensuring smoother operations, better compliance, and faster decision making. So let us just quickly do a poll, right? So this poll is regarding to understand like if you would like to have a demo or a call once the webinar is done to understand more on cybersecurity, right? So you all will be able to see the poll on your screen now. You can just say yes if you would like to, have a demo or a call regarding the topic which we are going to discuss today, right? So the poll is going to be there for another next 30 seconds. Please vote yes if you want our team to get in touch with you later based on your availability. So poll is going to end in next 5 seconds. All right, I see a lot of responses here. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll end the poll now. All right, so let me quickly introduce you to the speaker, today's speaker, Mr. Arga Bose. Right. So today we have with us a true leader in the world of cybersecurity with 30 years of experience in helping businesses stay secure and compliant. He has led global teams, built cybersecurity practices from the ground, and worked with some of the biggest names in the industries from HCL, CA Technologies to Tata Advanced, and recently with Sekion. He's been recognized as an innovative cybersecurity leader by the Asia GCC Award and also named one of the Global 200 Inspirational Leader by White Page International. He holds a master degree in cyber law and cybersecurity and is backed with certifications including CISSP, CISM, Scrum Product Owner, and even a blockchain expert certification. In short, he brings a perfect mix of hands-on expertise, strategic thinking, and leadership in cybersecurity. So let us all welcome Mr. Arga Bose, sir, for this webinar. And over to you, sir.
Thank you, Akhil,
Yeah.
and thanks for the introduction. Let me just set it up and then we can get going. Akhil, can you confirm if you are able to see my screen?
Not yet, sir. I can see you.
Okay, all right.
I can see your screen now, sir.
Now, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. So let's get going. Hi, everyone, and thanks for being here. Today, we are going to talk about why proactive cybersecurity isn't just a good idea anymore. It's absolutely essential. Cyber threats are getting bigger, smarter, and more frequent. The old way of waiting for alerts and then reacting just doesn't work anymore. It's too slow and often too late. Cybercrime is costing businesses trillions of dollars every year. And this isn't just a big company problem. Organizations of all sizes are at risk. We are going to explore how how being proactive rather, getting ahead of threats instead of just responding helps to strengthen your defense. It is about shifting from defense to offense and protect your future. According to Gartner, by 2026, 60% of the organizations will move from passive defense to proactive detection and response. They'll use tools like XDR and AI-driven platforms to stay ahead of attackers. Now, with a proactive approach, you can anticipate threats, minimize risks, and safeguard your most valuable assets, what we call your crown jewels. We'll also take a closer look at how Sequion's platform helps you stay one step ahead, giving you the tools to detect, respond, and prevent threats in real time. So with that, let's dive in and explore how you can transform your security posture with a proactive mindset. So let's talk about the threat landscape. How it's changing. It's not just getting bigger; it is evolving and faster than ever. Attacks like ransomware, supply chain breaches, and nation-state threats are no longer just possibilities. They are happening every single day. These are real and growing problems for businesses everywhere. Take ransomware, for example. According to a Sophos report, 66% of organizations were hit by ransomware just last year. And the cost? On average, recovery costs are now over $1.8 million per incident, and that's a huge impact. Supply chain attacks are also on the rise. Think of SolarWinds breach. It affected 18,000 organizations worldwide, including US federal agencies. And what's scary is that these kind of attacks can go undetected for months, quietly spreading through trusted systems. And then there is a growing risk from nation state actors. The Russian Ukraine conflict has really ramped this up. According to Microsoft, in 2023, over 40% of state sponsored cyber attacks targeted critical infrastructure like energy, healthcare, and transportation. So these aren't just no isolated events. They show how sophisticated, targeted, and damaging modern attacks have become. And it tells us one thing: our cybersecurity approach has to keep up, and more importantly, get ahead of these threats. So let's take a quick poll to understand your organization's current security posture. Akhil, if you can enable the poll, please.
Yes, I'm doing. I hope everyone can see the poll on your screen. Good. I can see a lot of responses.
And it'll be good if everybody participates in these polls because it'll also give us an understanding and tune our our pitch to you as well. And
Exactly.
subsequently also it'll help us kind of uh, know or help you understand what is the right way forward.
Okay, the poll will be there for next 10 seconds. I request everyone to vote, participate in the poll. All right, so we will close the poll in the next 5 seconds. Okay, thank you, everyone.
All right, it looks like as expected, and most of the members who are attending this particular webinar are transitioning from a reactive to a proactive, which is good. And I think this presentation should then add value to your thought process also. All right, so moving forward now. So let's look at what is proactive cybersecurity. Now, what do we mean actually by proactive cybersecurity? It is not just about putting up defenses and hoping for the best. It is about anticipation, actively looking for trouble before it strikes. First, there is continuous monitoring. This means that your systems are being watched 24/7. So if something suspicious pops up, you can catch it early. Then comes the threat hunting, where your team actually goes looking for potential threats using tools like MitraTrack to find attacker behaviors before they hit anything important. And then finally, there's preemptive action, taking steps to shut down threats before they can cause any harm. Think of it like this, would you rather wait for the fire alarm to go off or build your house with fireproof materials? That's the power of proactive cybersecurity. It's a shift from defensive to offensive thinking. Now, according to CrowdStrike's 2024 Global Threat Report, organizations that use threat hunting cut their breach containment time by 75%. That's a massive reduction, and it shows just how effective this approach can be. So, being proactive isn't just smart, it is necessary. It helps you stay one step ahead of attackers and protect what matters most. Now, let's be honest. I mean, the old ways of doing cybersecurity just doesn't cut out anymore, right? The traditional model of wait, detect, and respond. It is too slow, too reactive, and it's leaving organizations wide open. Signature-based detection, the kind that relies on known patterns, can't catch new or zero-day threats. And by the time a threat is detected and addressed, the damage is already done. On average, attackers stick around inside a system for 16 to 21 days before being discovered. That's weeks of potential harm. Now, according to IBM's latest 2024 Cost of Data Breach report, companies that still rely on reactive methods take an average of 214 days just to identify and breach. That's 7 months where an attacker could be lurking inside your network. It is clear, we need to move on from these outdated reactive methods. What we need is a proactive, adaptive approach to cybersecurity, one that's faster, smarter, and always one step ahead of the threat. Let's make it simple. Reactive security waits, proactive security prevents. In a reactive setup, we only fix things after the damage is done. But in a proactive approach, the goal is to stop the damage before from ever happening rather. Proactive security is all about staying ahead of threats. It includes threat hunting, vulnerability scans, and training people so that they don't fall prey to phishing emails or social engineering tricks. It's about looking for weak points and fixing them before attackers can use them. According to 2024 Verizon DBR report, 80% of the vulnerabilities used in breaches were already known for over a year. 80%. That means these breaches could have been prevented with simple proactive steps. And training works too. Security awareness programs can cut phishing clicks by more than 70%. The lesson here is clear. If we stay reactive, we'll always be a step behind. But if we become proactive, we take control. It is the best way to stay ahead of attackers and protect what matters most. A proactive cybersecurity strategy isn't just about using better tools. It is about combining the right people, processes, and technologies. It is about being ready, not just reacting. To stay ahead of threats, we need threat intelligence, both from inside our organization and from external sources. This helps us understand how attackers think, what techniques they use, and what to expect next. Platforms powered by AI are now a must have, and even Nest and Gartner recommend them. Finding vulnerabilities isn't just enough, we have to patch them quickly. We also need to simulate real world attacks using tools like pen testing and breach attack simulation. These tools are growing fast up by 35% year over year because they help us find weak spots before the attackers do. Now, proactive security is also means automating responses so we can contain and eliminate threats quickly with minimal impact. And finally, we must train our people. Phishing simulations and security awareness training reduces human error. And according to Forrester, they give us $2.3 return for every $1 invested. That's real value. So being proactive isn't just about one silver bullet. It is about layers of defense, which includes smart tools, sharp people, and continuous readiness. When we bring these elements together, that's how we build true resilience. There's this common belief that proactive security is too expensive. But the reality is it's much cheaper than dealing with a breach. Think about it. When something goes wrong, the cost of fixing the damage, handling downtime, and rebuilding trust is massive. Reactive security focuses on responding to incidents after they have already or after they have caused harm. That means big spending on damage control, investigations, recovery, and often lost business. Plus, you can't put a price on a reputational damage. It can take years to rebuild trust. On the other hand, proactive security is all about prevention. By identifying and fixing issues before they are exploited, we can avoid those major costs altogether. In fact, IBM 2024 report found that companies with proactive programs save about $1.8 million per breach. So yes, proactive security involves investment, but it's an investment that pays off. It saves money, protects your reputation, and helps keep your operations running smoothly. Bottom line, prevention is always cheaper than cure. So let's take our next second poll, which lets us find out what are the biggest barriers to implementing a proactive cybersecurity approach. Akhil, could you enable
Yes.
the poll, please?
Yes, sir. I'm launching. I hope the poll is visible to everyone. I request everyone to participate in the poll. I see some good responses. I request everyone to participate in the poll so that we understand what is the pain point or what is the solution that we can, assist. Okay, so the poll is going to last for next 10 seconds. I request again everyone to participate. Okay, so we'll close the poll in 2 seconds. Thank you, everyone. Over to you,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Thanks a lot, Akhil. And I think the answers are quite, obviously this is a multi-choice question, and no, hence the answers were expected to be in these lines itself. And
Correct.
I see that we have a little bit of a lead on the limited in-house expertise, but then difficulty in justifying ROI and lack of budget is also kind of and these are the things that we also hear from various organizations where we are discussing. So yeah, it is in line with in line with what was expected in terms of the answers. But yeah, I
Correct.
mean the biggest advantage to this is that the ROI can only be justified when a breach happens. That's the sad part of it, right? So till
Yes.
then, it is an investment that is not taken care of, and no, and then people say that it is an unnecessary investment. But then once the breach happens, then we figure out what is the benefits of having a proactive cybersecurity. So thanks a lot for everyone for whosoever participated in this particular poll. I know appreciate your time. All right, so let's move ahead then. Now, in terms of implementing the proactive cybersecurity, what could be the first steps? Now, every organization is different. Your size could be different, your industry could be different, your risk levels would be different. So your path to proactive cybersecurity will look different too. But the core principles are always the same. Understand your risks, go for early wins, invest wisely, and keep improving. Now, the first step, understand your risk profile. That means identifying your most critical assets, your crown jewels, and figuring out where you are most vulnerable. Once you know that, you can take smart, quick actions that give you the biggest impact with the least effort. Invest in right tools, but just as important, invest in your people. Train your teams, raise awareness, and get everyone involved in keeping the organization secure. Security isn't just a tech problem, it is a people and a process problem too. Once you are up and running, it's crucial to monitor your progress continuously. Threats evolve, and so should your defenses. Use that real time visibility to adjust and strengthen your approach over time. Now, let's be honest, this is a marathon and not a sprint. But the time to begin is now. Start with a risk based approach and consider using trusted frameworks like NIST CSF or ISO 27001 to guide you in your maturity journey. By taking these first steps, you are setting your organization up for a stronger and more secure future. At Secure, we just don't talk about being proactive. We have built it into everything we do. Our AI SIM and XDR platforms are designed from the grounds up to detect and stop threats before they can cause damage. We combine AI, threat intelligence, behavioral analytics, and automation to give organizations full visibility into their security posture. This means we are not just reacting, we are anticipating and neutralizing threats in real time, faster than any human could manage on their own. Our solutions are scalable and easy to use, which is critical for both MSPs and larger enterprises. We help them shift from constantly cleaning up after breaches to being breach proof. Now, let me give you a real example. One of our mid sized healthcare clients used Sequion's platform and cut their mean time to detect from 3 days to under 10 minutes. Now, because of that, they prevented 2 ransomware attacks in just 6 months. That is the power of proactive cybersecurity in action. Now, Sequion's AI SIM and XDR platforms are built specifically to support the proactive security approach. They help you see threats as they emerge and act before the real damage is done. The platform combines real time threat detection with automated response, giving you both the visibility and the control you need. Here's what it makes it powerful. It fuses behavioral analytics with threat intelligence to spot unusual activities fast. It uses automated playbooks uh, to take instant action when needed. It drives AI sorry, it's driven by AI, so it cuts down on false positive dramatically, and it supports continuous monitoring, keeping you aligned with compliance too. Now, let me give another real world example. A global MSP using Sekion reduced their mean time to detect threats by 80%. That kind of improvement let them launch profitable tiered MDR services for their customers and deliver real value fast. Sorry. Now, the next few slides, I'll try and showcase to you the some of the key features of our platform and some of the way that we handle various information in terms of from creating the dashboards to analyzing threats or alerts and to providing automation scripts and to the security posture as well as BI. So the first one is the global threat view. Now in this particular view, you can see that now we are at this point in time in the last 7 days. This view shows that now we have ingested close to 5.07 billion events, out of which 34.46 are threats, million are threats, and 346 alerts are there. Now our focus is on alerts to address these alerts, and no, and the key factor to that is the inputs coming in from the devices, where most of the devices are either sending logs or network flows to be able to analyze those into alerts, right? And then we also have the no various sections like where we showcase the current EPS count and some of the recent alerts, and this central map is very critical here, because it showcases the traffic flow from various countries that is happening to the server, and the blue ones being the threat indicators and the green are ones being the genuine traffic. So this is one view of our global threat view. The second is obviously another detailed dashboard which showcases multiple things from hosts to applications to traffic being monitored to threat indicators to top hosts with most threat indicators to internal hosts with data upload to top users with most threat indicators and so on and so forth. Now these dashboards are given out of the box into the platform and can be customized as per your requirements and fine-tuned accordingly. The next is the threat analysis, and this is where most of the time the SOC analysts would be spending their time analyzing the alerts and taking relevant actions against them. Now, this dashboard very quickly gives you information about the distribution of major versus critical alerts, from user-defined to non-user-defined alerts, to user and host no breakup, and to assigned and unsigned, and to open and closed. It also, in the bottom half, gives you details about the type of alert, the criticality of the alert, the analyst verdict on that particular, and this origin is a critical factor, because it right now in this particular alert it is coming from a file, in this particular alert it's coming from a network, but then there are multiple other sources from which we get information from, and all those collects together to be able to create an alert. But the beauty of this solution is that we do not need to write even a single line of code or a correlation process to be able to generate an alert. The heavy lifting of all this is done by our platform using the dynamic threat model underlying with the AI and the ML built in, right? So in that particular case, the lot of effort that goes on in the traditional solutions, where now you need to look through, scan through every log or every threat indicator to be able to kind of identify it. Most of the heavy lifting is done by the platform itself, right? And then obviously, once you double click on this, and then you can go to the multiple other sections and then analyze the alert itself. Deep tracker or threat hunting is one of the key factors to us. No, in threat hunting is nothing but no, you are building up an hypothesis and writing and basically trying to prove the hypothesis right or wrong, right? Now in this particular case, it is also the fact that no, you're trying to find out a needle from a haystack. Now, in this particular case, within 7 days, we have close to 38.64 million threat indicators. Now, out of that, we did a filtration based on the account lockout and the source data type to be Linux to get down to just two threat indicators. Now, showcasing that how we can find out a very pinpointed information as part of the threat hunting exercise, right? Then we have the playbook designer. It's a very intuitive and simple drag and drop kind of a designer where you can add and create it in few minutes. We have a lot of sample pre-built also, but in this particular case, like for this particular case, we have a DDoS alert happening, and then we are doing some blocking activity on the firewalls over here, and then it's assigning to the alert to the SOC team, wait for 2 hours, look at if it is still open, then escalate, and then notify leadership. You can also say that now I want to kind of build a add an email notification here. You can just simply need to drag and drop here, and then connect those two, and then configure the email. So, boom, it goes and starts functioning as it is. Right. So this is a very quick way of creating automation into your system itself. Now, AI Security Score 360 is one of the latest additions into our platform, which is a security posture view from an internal as well as outside information flow. So what we look at is CV-based vulnerabilities, app misconfig, internals posture, malicious assets, SSL misconfig, DNS masquerading, and dark web scan. Now, combining all the information based on that, this score is generated, and typically, as an organization, would always like to have the score within the green zone. But necessary if it is in the red or the amber zone, then obviously certain activities need to be taken care of. This also gives you details about your web subdomains, your masquerading domains, right? And also tells you the open ports and the privileged IPs with non-privileged ports and so on and so forth. IPs, right? The next one is a BI 360, which is a BI platform specifically used for creating very customized reports and compliance posture reports also. Now, as you can see over here, we have a lot of compliance reports that are out of the box, which can be put into action within your environment in couple of clicks. And this then starts to report on a continuous basis of what your current status is based against the technical or technology controls of those frameworks. So it could be ISO 27001 or RBI or HIPAA or whatever that is, right? So it'll have a very strong immediate reporting process so that you are always audit ready for that matter. Now, to summarize it all, let's talk about why the Secure stands out as a smart cybersecurity investment. It delivers three major benefits that makes a real difference to organizations. First, Secure helps reduce the risk of cyber attacks and data breaches by up to 60%. Now, that's huge, and it means that your security posture and compliance gets a major boost right away. Now, second is Sequence increases the efficiency of the security team by 40%. That gives your team more time to focus on what really matters instead of chasing false alarms or doing repetitive work. Third is obviously Secure offers 25% lower total cost of ownership than traditional tools. So you are not only improving security, but you are doing it more affordably. In short, Secure helps you reduce risk, boost productivity, and save money. It is a practical, forward-thinking solution for any organizations moving towards the proactive security. Okay. Now, before I conclude, I wanted to just spend some time on now talking about the future trends that are driving the need for proactive security. Now, as we all know, the cybersecurity world is changing fast, and if the organizations don't keep up, they risk falling behind. Today, it's no longer enough to just react. We need to get ahead of threats before they strike. There are a few key reasons why this shift to proactive security is happening. Cyber attacks are more advanced than ever. AI has been integrated into security operations in the same way that AI has been used to create more attacks. Now, zero trust is becoming the de facto standard in lot of cases, and the privacy regulations are getting stricter and more complex. Now, let's talk about three big trends that are driving proactive no security forward. AI-powered threat detection. This market is expected to hit around 22.5 billion by 2027, according to Markets and Markets Research. Continuous threat exposure management, or CTEM as we call it, it is a top cybersecurity trend on Gartner's 2025 list, helping companies constantly, identify and prioritize risks. Zero Trust architecture is now mandated by US federal agencies under the Executive Order 14028. Now that's how serious it has been taken. And here's a quote that really sums up, where we are heading. Cyber resilience will become the cornerstone of digital business models in the next 5 years. That's straight from Gartner's 2025 outlook. That brings me to the end of my presentation, and we have covered a lot of ground today about the importance of being proactive and how Secure helps make this possible. The truth is, the cyber battlefield has changed. We can't afford to be reactive anymore. Proactive cybersecurity is just a trend. It's just not a trend, but it's a must. Whether you are an MSSP, a CISO, or a business leader, the path forward is clear. Adapt your defenses or stay exposed. So now let's open it up. Please feel free to ask any questions about what we have discussed, Secure's platform, or how you can get started. And if you are interested in exploring further, we have made it easy. You can reach out to Websol for to schedule a trial or a demo of the Secure platform. It's a great way to see firsthand how it can help secure your organization. We love to support you on that journey. With that, let's dive into Q&A and looking forward to your questions.
So
Akhil,
I request everyone, like if you have any questions, please shoot it in the chat box, right? So we have one question,
Mhm.
uh, right? So yes, what are all the named and leading proactive security tools available in the market for SMB segment? It is from Kaustuba.
Yeah, I mean, see, obviously, I mean, I would obviously name my company Seconds to be in the forefront of that. Seconds tool is structured in a manner that it will be able to handle the SMB markets as well as any enterprise for that matter. But then we have to look at it uh, from an holistic perspective. The tool is I mean, there are a lot of things that fall under the category of the tool. So, what I mean by that is starting from identifying your assets to identifying a threat to defining the automation process to be able to take care of the threat and or take action on the particular threat, and in terms of the reporting. With all this also comes in a lot of inputs that come in through the intelligence feeds that we incorporate to enrich the platform, and also the user and entity behavior analytics that also enriches the platform. Now combining this together into a platform would enable, and specifically for the SMB markets, because it makes it easier for them, instead of buying siloed products, to be able to invest in one single product which provides the entire gamut, starting from SIM to SOAR to UBA, user and entity behavior analytics, as well as in terms of reporting and other things, right? So my answer to your question would be that no, it's better to have a one single platform to be able to kind of address your requirements, since individual platforms or individual tools might be difficult to manage, and the resource, it will be resource hungry as well. Any other question?
Any questions? Yeah, so we have one from Jai Shankar.
Yeah.
Do you provide on-prem solutions, on-premise solutions?
As secure, yes, we do. We have on-prem solution. We have a platform that we can host for you. We have platforms that can be hosted by our MSP partners, um, and it can be hosted in the cloud as well. So yes, to answer your question in brief, yes, we do have an on-prem solution as well.
Okay. So we had few questions from the audience during the registrations. So let me take few of them. So one
Sure.
was from this was from the Venkatesh. So his question was an attacker gains unauthorized access to a system by exploiting an unpatched vulnerability.
Correct.
What is this type of attack called, and how can organizations protect themselves against it?
I mean, this type of attack is exploiting a vulnerability, right?
Yeah,
Now, how can one protect from these kind of attacks? I did cover it extensively in my during my presentation, and I'll repeat it here as well. That no, first of all, need to be proactive. That means that no, if you look at any organization's patching cycle, also, I mean, by the time of detection of a vulnerability to that vulnerability getting patched, is a huge or quite a lot of time that goes by. Second of all, many of the organizations do not go through the cycle of identifying the critical assets and hence taking action on them early, right? So for that matter, with these two things, being proactive, identifying your, or rather, I'll reverse this. Identifying your assets first, running the vulnerabilities, identifying the vulnerabilities, and patching them quickly, or on a very short span of time, to avoid the exposures being exploited. That would be my recommendation.
okay. Thank you for that, sir. So we have one more question from Rajneesh. How
Mhm.
to prevent after all security applied, firewall, antivirus,
Mhm.
and domains and Microsoft 365? How can
Mhm.
we protect these? Is the question.
How can we protect these tools, or how can we
Y-
protect protect our environment from still from a cybersecurity perspective?
how do we protect them from the cybersecurity perspective?
Okay. I assume that they're saying that after the investing on these particular tools, how do we still
Correct,
protect ourselves, right?
correct, correct.
Okay. Now, see, the best way of looking at this is that these individual tools are working in silos. So what I mean by that, every like a firewall would be doing its own action, Office 365 would be doing its own action, or maybe an EDR would be doing it, but all of them are working in silos. The first important thing that you need to do is to bring everything into a central management platform, right? So for that to happen, you need to be able to collect information from these sources and get them into a centralized management platform. That gives you visibility of what assets do you have, what is the what is the status of those particular assets in terms of how vulnerable they are, right? And then take necessary actions with them. Second of all, once you're able to collect those information into the centralized console or centralized management console, you are then able to analyze them and correlate the information across to identify a threat. Now threats can be in a very simple manner, like for example, I'll give you a quick example. Now, when you are running an Office 365, your email systems, and no, you I mean, if you do not have any tracking mechanisms, so it might happen that there could be data exfiltration happening. Now, somebody would have compromised your email system and would be pulling out data in small chunks outside to your environment. Now, until unless that information comes in silo. It might look that it could be a standardized, a regular kind of an activity. But when you take that into and bring it into a bigger picture, then you will be able to see that no, this is part of an activity that is happening, which is actually doing a data exfiltration, which means that there's certain activity that has happened. A user got compromised or a system got compromised. Somebody had access to that environment. Somebody then went into and escalated the privileges, then looked at the data, extracted the data into small chunks, and then exfiltrated it into at a CNC. Now, this whole cycle will only be visible when you are collecting information from multiple sources, analyzing them, and identifying alert. And that is where solutions like Sekion play an active role.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And so we have one question from Gaurav.
Mhm.
What safety measures can be taken if cyber attack happens?
Okay. The first step that needs to be taken is to quickly isolate the or identify the alert as quickly as possible. Now, it is no easy to say, but no, it's difficult to do. But no, that is how when you have a proper no mechanism in place and platforms in place, you should be able to identify and know and attack that might have happened or is happening, right? And the best way to look at it is be able to catch it early. However, if your attack has already happened, then the first thing is to be able to isolate the impact to a very narrowed down no aspect. So which means that, so for example, maybe you have your some of the servers have got ransomware attack, right? Now the first thing is to do is to get them out of the network, isolate them, segregate them, and the evidence has to be kept in secure, right? So that nobody tampers with the evidence, to be able to kind of further analysis can be done and identify what exactly has happened and what are the compromises that happened and what loss or what is the impact of that particular attack. Second is that no, you start to take immediate measures if you have found out what the attack was, and start to say find out that where you've kind of gone wrong, and start to put no necessary additional measures to be able to protect your environment. Third is obviously, if you're a large organization, then you have stakeholders to notify. So then there needs to be a communication to the stakeholders, which means it could be the board of directors and so on and so forth. And fourth is, if you are a public limited company, you need to declare yourself to governing bodies, and you have to kind of give them the report of what exactly has happened, right? And that is mandated now. So from that perspective, one is isolating the incident, taking necessary measures to be able to improve on the security posture. Third is notifying the relevant stakeholders, and fourth is kind of communicating with the governing bodies like the certain and so on and so forth, which is mandated that any cybersecurity incident needs to be reported.
Thank you, sir, for that. And so we have one interesting question here from
Uh-huh.
Amal. So his question is like, what are Seekion's product, and are all the products integrated in one platform? And can I subscribe only one or two, which is, required for me? Like, is it a bundle or like how it is? That is the question.
Huh. Yeah, okay. So Sequence platform is an integrated platform. Yes, there are no specific modules around it. You can choose what modules are there, but in a broad level, Sequence platform is broken up into two or three different components. One is the AI SIM, which is the core of the product. Then we have the PMAX, which is our EDR or XDR platform, which also needs the secure AI SIM to be part of it. And third is the reporting or the compliance report or the BI scorecard and BI 360, right? Now all those components broadly driven are the core components in itself. Within that, for AI sim, most of the things that are there are plugged in out of the or within the licensing framework, which means that no, we do not have to separately license for no Uber, or you do not have to separately license for any of the automation pieces of it, right? All those are built in, or you do not have to license for no for BI also. However, if you need vulnerability management, then that needs to be separately licensed. Now, these are all no nitty-gritties in terms of the high licensing model works. Now, I will no. I think the best approach would be to reach out to Akhil and his team. They would be able to help you out and run you through the details of all those information across. And subsequently, we are also there. Our sales team is also there to be able to help you out on this.
Definitely.
Oh,
So,
there's one more question, sir,
yeah,
Yeah.
from Mr. Rahul is
Yeah.
asking, using Playbook, can we automate the account lockout for sending automatic email to the sender and get the response for justification?
Okay, could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, so he's asking, using Playbook, can we
Mm-hmm.
automate the account lockout for
Mm-hmm.
sending automatic email to the sender and get the response for justification?
No. So uh, automating, I mean, we'll not be able to send an email to the sender to and ask for justification. It is more of notifications. Now, the playbooks are typically configured to basically do what you would as a human be doing on a day-to-day basis, right? Whatever is repetitive, you can build it out into the playbooks and execute them, right? So that next time whenever that particular threat indicator works comes across, the automatic actions can be taken to be able to deliver that. Now, what you are asking for is an reverse communication back into the system, which we typically we do not kind of do the mailing system for that particular. But this playbook is primarily meant for automation of the remediation activities that we typically do on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you,
But
sir.
but it's an interesting thought. I mean, something that we can think about. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So we have another question
Uh-huh.
from Shital. Is what key steps to be implemented under
Mm.
ISMS to address cybersecurity threats?
Under ISMS,
Yes.
obviously define your policies and processes first of all, right? Identify your asset, focus on the CIA triad, and basically make sure that you have all your assets classified, defined, and then create those policies and procedures to be able to kind of set the guidelines for organizations to follow, right? Both it could be both from a physical perspective or from a technology perspective also, and then from a process also. So those aspects would be there. Now ISMS has no I can take an example of like ISO 27001 has a lot of well-defined sections which needs to be complied with for any organization to be able to get certified into ISO 27001. So those sections for each driven compliance framework needs to be followed, and it could be people, it could be process, it could be technology, all combined together to be able to kind of define an approach, and then take the necessary steps to implement them to be ready to or be audit ready rather. Any other questions?
yes, sir. So
Yeah.
we have okay, we have two more questions here.
Yeah, sure.
The one is regarding the mail security, how we can secure our mails
Hmm.
is the question.
Yeah, so mail security is obviously you have email security solutions that are available, right? Which can be implemented that looks at your mails coming in, like phishing emails or those kind of things. Those kind of trackings can happen, and then from an from the mail security perspective, that can happen, and subsequently that can be fed back into SIM or a SOC platform for further analysis. So yeah, I mean, mail security specifically, we can look at, if you have Office 365 or something, our platform. Talking about our platform, we can integrate with them and get the logs and identify the user behaviors in terms of how many mails they're sending, what are the mail volumes, and so on and so forth. But then, if you need enhanced capability in terms of analyzing each of the mails, the quarantine processes, and all those things that needs to be defined across, then obviously you'll need an email gateway system or an email solution, email security solution.
Thanks for that, sir. So we have one last. So that is from Karthik. So how do you secure the assets and data security without cybersecurity?
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Karthik has put me into a spot. Without cybersecurity, how do we secure data? Okay. Without cybersecurity, obviously, you would not be able to. Okay, now I presume that no, when you meant cybersecurity, you meant the tools that have been implemented into the cybersecurity as part of the cybersecurity solution. So without cybersecurity tools being implemented, how can you still take some protection mechanisms on your assets and data? I presume that is what was the crux of your question. So I'm kind of tuning my answer according to that. So yes, I mean there are certain basic things or basic hygiene that can be put across to be able to kind of go through that. One specifically is that you by default any of the systems where your data resides, like your or the users that are defined on and so on and so forth. There are certain built-in capabilities within the uh, applications as well. Like for example, AD has capabilities to be able to define a user and give them rights. Same way, a file that is stored can be given specific rights as part of the Windows no, file system mechanisms. Now, these are the basic hygienes that can be put across to be able to kind of protect the environment or create a basic framework of protection on the environment without having to kind of invest on tools. But that would, and today's world, I mean, the threats are much more sophisticated, and to be able to compromise those kind of basic protections. So obviously, that won't suffice and needs better solutions in place to be able to protect your environment. Any other questions?
We have a question again from Karthik.
Uh-huh.
So he's asking cybersecurity monitoring, which areas to be focused to solve the security issues.
So cybersecurity monitoring is just uh, an a part of the whole exercise, right? Monitoring 24/7 monitoring gives you the capability to be now. I'm talking about why this is important, and that is why I think I was stressing a lot during my presentation also, that the monitoring aspect, 24/7 monitoring of all your assets. First of all, having a visibility of your assets, and second of all, monitoring all your assets is important because then it gives you the capability to identify threat at an early stage and be able to block it before it goes to exploit your environment, right? So taking that into account, obviously the cybersecurity, monitoring plays a very important role, a very, very key role in terms of the whole security aspect or security umbrella, right? One is monitoring, then subsequently, once you have identified the threat, what action needs to be taken is it comes across in terms of the action methods, be it automation or be it manually or whatever that is, and subsequently then fine tuning your security processes to be able to make it more, make your more environment more secure. But yes, a lot of input comes from the cybersecurity monitoring. So that is a very key uh, pillar to the whole the platform in itself.
Thank you, sir. Karthik, I hope sir answered your question. Yeah. And any questions, audience? If you want to talk directly with the sir, you can just raise your hand. I can unmute and right. We'll wait for 2 minutes. Okay. So I think there are no questions from the audience. Sir, if you want to say anything to the audience.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot. I think it was a lovely session and some interesting, very interesting questions and very relevant questions as well. Thanks for participating during the polls as well. Now that also gives us a little bit of an input and helps. I hope the session was useful for all of you. You got some takeaways, and if you are in a journey of converting from an reactive security organization to a proactive security organization. I hope the whatever I talked about made sense and would be useful when you are down that journey. Thank you very much for your time, and I really appreciate staying on with us beyond the hour, and appreciate and I hope to see you sometime soon in another webinar.
All right. Thank you, sir. So thank you everyone who attended our webinar. So your presence and engagement made it very successful, right? And a special thanks to the speakers, sir, like Arga sir, for sharing valuable insights and meaningful conversations for the meaningful conversations. So we hope the session added value to all the audience, and look forward to see you at our future events and upcoming webinars, right? And we would be sharing the webinar details, the recording sessions and all to you by end of the day through the mail, right? And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us, right? And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Akhil.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Guy.
Ashay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye.